Yeah, so raise your hand if you have genius links you saved and never looked at again. I have so many links I've collected in my bookmark bar over the years that I've forgotten almost all of them until I rediscover them, this new site that I already signed up for. Now, if you have anything like that going on, let's build an AI bookmark brain that turns saved links into content and offer ideas. Now, I'm calling it Bookmark Brain, but when I share the prompt with you, you can rename it however you want. This is for anybody, creators, small businesses, freelancers who hoard links and want a usable like second brain instead of bookmark chaos. Let's do this. So here I am in Emergent. It is what they call, I guess, a vibe coding environment. I'm not a fan of the term vibe coding, but we're going to use it. And this, I like Emergent because in the previous iterations of other applications I've used to build code, they do the front end and then you have to figure out the back end. And I've had to use applications like Vercel. So if you're not technically inclined, you may not realize that's what you need to do. But with Emergent, it's actually pretty much all in one. All you have to do is just put in the code or specifications of what you want the app to do, and then it'll just break it down. It'll ask you some questions in the process, and it'll break it down. The good things is that Emergent is free, or you can start with, I think, $20 a month for 100 credits, and they actually give you 10 bonus credits on top of that, so it's 110 credits. And it's relatively inexpensive to use, so every time you use it, you build something, use less than a credit. So what we're going to do is we are going to build that bookmark brain that we've been wanting to build to either organize and then help us get ideas and stuff like that. So let's go ahead. Here I have the specifications for this bookmark brain app that I wanted to build. I'm going to include that in the description, so you can go ahead and grab that or just watch this and then grab that later and try it yourself. Going in Emergent, like I said, it does have a free version, and then if you like it, you can go up, and if you find that you want to build more stuff, you can move up to, I think, $20 a month, the next level. So it's got all the different levels in it. At the end of each of my prompts, I like to add something that says, ask me any clarifying questions one at a time, so that I don't get overwhelmed, because it is very easy to get overwhelmed when AI asks you a bunch of questions at once. So I go, ask me a bunch of questions, or ask me any clarifying questions, one at a time, so that we don't get overwhelmed. And build the best app possible. Okay. So let's go ahead, and now we're going to go ahead and build it, and you'll see how it works. Now again, this builds you the front end and the back end, and then you can choose to deploy and host it with Emergent. It's comprehensive and it makes things a lot easier for, especially when somebody maybe doesn't know how to do the back end, that they basically have something that does everything for them, and all they have to do is just edit it and work with it, and it's a really fun app. Okay, so even though I asked it to ask me clarifying questions one at a time, it actually goes ahead and asks me 5 at a time, which it doesn't ask me 7. When I was working with other apps, they would ask me a bunch of questions all at once. So this is not too bad. But when you know that something's going on, because this agent is waiting for your input, so it's waiting for you to say something. So let me go through and work with this. Okay. Now it's asking me for the AI integration I want. So I'm going to just basically say, for now, let's use the Emergent ELM. We're going to be using the Emergent LLM. And if I need to change, I do have API keys for the other ones. So for those of you who are new to this, go ahead and just choose the Emergent LLM, which no API key is needed for you, and you just go ahead and run it like that. authentication. Now, I do tend to go for Google Social Login. Bookmark preference. How would you like your bookmarks to be displayed? You can do table view, card view, or both options toggle. Okay, so let's toggle both options. And the color theme. Now, I'm not very good with doing the UI coloring. I'm not a color theory girly. So let's go ahead and just I'm going to come up with this. Both light and dark for the user to choose. So I want to make sure that it's comfortable to look at. Bright colors without being garish. Okay, and the next question is any specific design inspiration for screenshots you want to follow. Have no specific design. But if you do, of course, put the name of the site in there or submit a screenshot. You can add a screenshot by using this right here. So no preferences, just clean, clear, and usable. Okay? And I believe that those are all the questions. So let me go ahead and continue this. And again, if it needs any more information, it may ask me something. Now it's running, which means that it's building the app. So far it's running. If you desire to actually go into the next level and you're doing several different apps and you need more credits, you can easily buy more credits here. Here's where they give you the pricing. You can get 100 credits for $20, which is what you pay per month. And if you want more than that, you can go ahead. Now, the reason why you would need more than that is if you are hosting, if you deploy the app with Emergent, it's going to be 50 credits per month. So if you know that you're going to be doing something that maybe you're doing a paid application, you can go ahead and build that app, keep it in Emergent, 50 a month. And, if you want to, you can actually go ahead and maybe, if you can afford it, buy your credits per month. So this one would last you for 2 months. So you just need to put in $20 every couple of months if you want to keep hosting it. Or you can do this, and this one would give you the credits for 5 months or almost half a year. So however you want to do it, if you're going to do something like build a paid app, you can go ahead and do that. The ones that you get every month, they do not roll over. You do get 100 every month or 110 every month. But these you can use however long you need them, if you have any extras. And let's go ahead, and the design agent is running. So when it's ready, it'll let me know, and then I'll let you guys know. Now the testing agent is running, which means that it's getting to the very end, and you can see here that this is what the app will look like. Built for creators who hoard links. Some people may feel called out, and well, such is life. You can drop links fast, smart organization, ready to organize your digital brain free. So go ahead and just let it keep running. And then when it's done, it will basically just let you know that it's ready to deploy. Great, the testing phase is over. So now it's actually running the next step. It's gone through everything. You can see right here, it'll actually take a look at the screenshots. And it's really an impressive build, considering that before this would take weeks, maybe even months, depending on how complex it would be. And if you had to pay for somebody to do that, it would cost you thousands of dollars. In this case, you're paying maybe $20 or maybe a little bit more just to get something that you would need, that you could use, and maybe even you can monetize in the future, as long as you have a quality idea and you have this kind of build around it. So far, it's been going for about 15 minutes, which is, again, not 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. Let's take a look at what it's testing. So we go through here and we're seeing this right here. So this is what it's going to look like when you add a new bookmark, right? So we're also testing we're going deeper into the add a bookmark section. And then you can see here that the person would be able to add tags. What the importance is, put it in whatever folder that you want, and just to make sure that if you need an idea, you can just basically type in a tag and it will come up with whatever options are there. And here's where you have the bookmark creation. and you can have the ideas part, and you have the settings. This is really great. So far, very extensive. Now, this is the part that I was very interested in. So you can take a look at, sometimes some people want to look at it in a tabular view. Some people prefer a card. This app will allow you to do either one. So go ahead and take a look at that. And we decided that we wanted to do both dark and light mode. I like the coloring. The dark mode looks actually pretty good. You can see the ad bookmark very clearly. Awesome. Now this is going to run the full text again and verify all fixes, and we'll get back to it. Now, once you see this, your app is ready to deploy. But let's go over, before preview, let's go over and take a look at what it did. It'll actually give you a full summary of what it did. Build a full-featured bookmark management app. Core features: you can add or manage the bookmarks, AI-generated summaries, tags, organize folders. You can create your own folders. Like, say you have, this app for this, so you can segment it however you need to organize yourself. You have Google authentication. You can actually use Google as a login. And you have both table and card views, whichever you choose. And of course, again, if you need to monetize this, you can definitely go ahead and do so, because you do have all the means to do that, except you'd have to come up with your own payment processor. I recommend Gumroad. For those who understand and know, Gumroad is one of the best ways to do that. And then it'll actually give you suggestions. If you want to add bulk import, if you want to build browser extensions, that would actually help. Maybe, that would help a lot of people to keep things more organized. And then you can go auto fetching page titles and URLs. So if that's something you want to do, you go ahead and you put in the agent saying, okay, I want to add all of these new features. And then from there, you can go ahead and play around with it. Now we have the preview of this app, as it has been showing you. So you can go ahead and drop links fast. You can get started for free. When you click on that, it'll go ahead and give you the login secured. It'll give you a login page. And then when the person logs in, you'll get the, not for this one, there's sometimes when you can actually say that, you can have them do a magic link, which is they put in their email and they're sent a login link via their email. I find that to be much more secure, much easier to do sometimes. Go ahead and choose that. I mean, it's a fully functioning application. If you want to deploy, for example, you can go ahead and it says each new deployment costs 50 credits per month. So you can go ahead and deploy this with Emergent for 50 credits a month, or you can grab the code files and actually choose to move it somewhere else. But for those of us who are just not, we want to actually be able to do something in one location, go ahead and start deployment for 50 credits a month. So that's how you use Emergent to create apps quickly. I mean, this took all of maybe 20 minutes to do. And then you can go ahead and even enhance it later on, add new features, and you're good to go. So if you're interested in doing something like this for yourself or for your business, go ahead and get started with Emergent. Again, it's got the front end and the back end. And then once you have that going, you can, you come up with ideas for other apps. Let me know what you guys think. So in the description, I'll include a version of this particular prompt. You can edit it as much as you'd like. Not a problem. Name it whatever you want if you want to play around with Emergent a little bit more. And also, if you are interested, the AI Bookmark Brain that we just created is just one app. It's like a tile in a mosaic. Now, if you want about 4 more builds for different workflows and different projects, I've bundled the specs and workflows into a free guide called the Creators AI Agent Studio. So what you want to do is you want to hit the link in the description, and you can go ahead and steal the whole studio. It is absolutely free for you to use. Play around with it, and hopefully you get some ideas. So thanks for your time. See you in the next video.